would like to thank one of my subscribers, Claude Black, for sending this story. Drug testing for food stamps may be coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, they've made attempts to do this in several states, and the people that they have caught has been in the single digits. These tests are a waste of time, and the only reason why they're doing these type of tests because they are going on the premise that most welfare recipients are Black, which is not true. Even Trump didn't know this. People had to fill him in that most welfare recipients and people getting food stamps and on Medicaid are white. And it's always been this way, ladies and gentlemen. These folks, they lie on Black people. And they have a long-standing history of always fabricating and making stuff up about Black folks. And you can clearly see this even in their behavior to this day. In school, they'll lie on Black kids. They will do this on your job. They'll fabricate some BS and go into the boss's office and tell their lie. They will do this in the general public. But we have seen these things over and over again all throughout history. They are always going to tell a boatload of lies when it comes down to us. Number two, always fact check things that they say. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, 100% of the time, you will find the lies. Now, how long have they been stomping around talking about Black people are 13% of the population and commit 50% of the crime? That's mathematically impossible. Number two, forget about all that garbage they're talking. Go to the FBI table. We are not committing anything in the neighborhood of 50% of the crime. They are lying as usual. Just go look at the tape. Don't listen to them at all. Just go out and look at the FBI table that I went over. We are not committing anything in the ballpark of 50% of the crime. And they were running around hard, especially when I was young, talking about Black people and welfare, Black people and welfare. Go and look at the statistics that are put out by the U.S. Census. Most welfare recipients in America are white. And you can look at the year before, the year before, the year before, and the year before. And every single year, you're going to see whites as the number one recipients of welfare. In fact, their entire existence in America is welfare. Just step back for a bit and take a look at white supremacy itself. The white supremacist system is welfare, where preferential treatment is given to them. They get preferential treatment on loans and everything else, better interest rates on cars and homes. Their whole system is welfare. Okay, seriously. White supremacy is welfare. Now, let's look at this story. Drug testing for food stamps may be coming. So it's going to be a lot of white people out here on food stamps getting drug tested. So this came out April 12th, 2018. And it came out on CBS News. And I'll leave the link to this article in the description box. Trump administration is considering a plan that would allow states to require certain food stamps recipients to undergo drug testing. We know what they mean when they say certain ones. Handling a win to conservatives who have long sought ways to curb the safety net program. Well, the safety net program is mainly them on it. All right, so let's just take a look at some past articles, ladies and gentlemen. They're wasting their time. They have done this before in the past, and it never brought the percentage beyond single digits. All right, so let's go to Michigan. Now, we know Michigan has a large Black population, okay? They drug tested these folks back in 2016 for welfare. It yielded zero positive results. They tested people and no one came up positive. Not a single welfare recipient or applicant tested positive for banned drugs in Michigan pilot program, part of the growing practice of screening beneficiaries of government assistance for drug abuse. So they randomly, and we know they tested Black people, we know what you do. So they randomly tested these folks, going on the stereotype that Black people are the biggest ones on welfare. And guess what? It brought up zero positive tests for drugs. Zero. When I say these people are wasting their time with this, spending millions on this, that's exactly what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Drug testing struggling families and individuals as a condition for eligibility for vital life-saving social services is blatantly unacceptable, and insinuation that those battling poverty are somehow more susceptible to substance abuse is absurd, and it's offensive, and it's true. Just because somebody is on welfare, it doesn't automatically mean they are a junkie. You know, they're going on stereotypes, ladies and gentlemen, that these are Black people and they're doing drugs. So they're taking their food stamps and trading the food stamps up so they can get drugs. And it's turning out to be as fake as all of the other lies that these people run around telling about Black folks. So remember this, the state of Michigan, zero positive drug test results when they tested applicants and people that were on welfare. Black people are not the biggest drug abusers in America, and we never have been. Let's go to more states, y'all. Let's take a look at more states here. So 7 states spent $1 million in drug testing for welfare recipients. And let's see what the results are. This is from 2015, 7 states. So they go on the premise again, they're Black and they're doing all these drugs and collecting welfare. All right, so let's see if this is really the case. Let's start out with Missouri. So they tested 38,970 welfare recipients in the state of Missouri, and they spent $336,297 on drug testing. Out of all of those people, only 48 came up positive. I seriously don't know what you're making a big deal out of. So they made a huge deal out of testing these people, and this is the results you're getting? You're wasting millions of dollars. Use the money for something else. Okay, so that's Missouri. Oklahoma spent $385,872 on drug testing welfare recipients. So they tested 3,342 welfare recipients, okay? Out of that, 297 tested positive. They spent all this money, and out of all that money they spent, this is the number they came up with as positive. See, this is wasting taxpayers' money. Utah, they spent $64,566 on testing welfare recipients. So they tested a total of 9,552 welfare recipients. And out of that amount, 29 were positive. In my opinion, that's a waste of money. Waste of money just to test all these people and you just pulled out 29 people. Get real. These folks are not the problem. The problem are the people that are running around telling lies all the time. Kansas spent $40,000 on testing welfare recipients. So they tested 2,783 welfare recipients, and out of that were 11 positives. So out of 40, you spent $40,000 just to pull out 11 people that tested positive. Woo! And they say they got high IQs. Mississippi, they spent $5,290 plus dollars. They tested 3,656 welfare recipients. Out of that amount, they got 2 positive tests. So they spent this amount of government money just to pull out 2 positive tests. Woo, and they got high IQs, y'all. High IQ. Woo, wasting money, wasting money. Tennessee spent $5,295 and they tested 16,017 welfare recipients and they pulled out 37 positive. Now, these politicians act like they're gonna just find droves and droves of people on testing positive on welfare. You ain't finding hardly nobody. You ain't finding hardly nobody that's doing all these drugs on welfare. All right. Let's look a little deeper, y'all. Arizona spent $499 on testing welfare recipients. Now they tested, well, they came out cheap with that, didn't they? 142,424 people were tested. Out of that amount, 3 tested positive, y'all. Big old 3. See, listen to me now. Whatever garbage they rant about, I want you all to, from now on, go and look at what these folks are ranting about. And I'm telling you, 100% of the time, they are full of shit. 100% of the time, they are full of shit. So that's Arizona. And I know, and this article is just going into Florida and Georgia, among other states that are passing these bills. They are, when you look at numbers like this, they are wasting their time and wasting money. You know, it's really not that big of a deal to the point where you need to pass a bill on something like this. In fact, I did on my old channel, which I don't have this video anymore, I did a video on how many welfare recipients tested positive in the country on drug tests. It was not even 1%. It was not even 1%, y'all. But these folks are still ranting to this day about, we got to start testing these people on welfare and getting food stamps. That's because they think most of them are us. They think most of them are us. And it's not true. All you got to do is look at the US Census on who gets welfare in this country, and it will clearly show you that whites are the biggest welfare recipients in America. And it's always been this way from day one. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell twice and join me on Black Junction TV and blackspot.com. Peace, family.